What up? How's it going? Hey, that last episode was dope, man. Like, we got to see a part of Mike that I was not expecting, and that, once again, it's not coming out of nowhere. The way it played out in the story, and the way this was like this sort of father-son thing, and this cop lineage, and he wanted to pass the good stuff on to his son. His son was just a naturally good kid, and he got eaten up, by the people he thought was his brothers. And it turns out they wasn't. Right? And Mike had to do what he had to do. So now that Jimmy, Saul helped him out, I want to see how they get closer together. Also, that doctor, the vet, he let him know, hey, I know some guys in town, that I could get you some work with. So we gonna see how that goes. I don't think he just said that for no reason. Let's start this episode.
Once again, I do all the talking. That's the only way this works. Is this it? I will take that as a yes.
I could take you into custody right now, you son of a bitch. Both of you.
Whoa, where's this coming from?
You're the one who spilled the coffee, you ambulance-chasing piece of shit.
45 minutes ago, I'm sound asleep. I get a call from Mr. Ehrmantraut. He's concerned. He's getting threatening voicemails from you, accusing him of petty theft. I tell him, hey, we're gonna nip this in the bud. I don't care what the hell time it is. We're gonna go talk this thing out. And walking across the parking lot, just now, boom, there's a notepad.
Let me tell you something, Slick. Wait till I get you back to Philadelphia.
I'm confused. The state of Pennsylvania can extradite people for returning lost property?
Maybe your daughter-in-law. Maybe she's got something to tell me.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah, we'll see.
You're not talking to my client without me.
Yeah, he is. Please leave now.
Sorry about the kid. He's young, looking to make his mark.
I like him.
Well, Mike, if she's got nothing to say, this pretty well ends it here. So maybe you should talk to her before we do.
I talked.
There's a lot of people we both know that think that Fensky got what was coming to him. Hoffman, too.
Work with me here for the both of us?
You're safe, counselor. And I no longer require your services. It's in someone else's hands.
What, like God?
No.
Please don't say Hamlin, McGill.
I appreciate your help. Go home, go to bed.
Holy shit, what are you doing?
Oh, what?
115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120. Go, inside. It's an experiment, really. I've been attempting to build up a tolerance for electromagnetic fields. Like taking small doses of poison to build up an immunity.
But why now?
Well,
Yeah.
after what happened with the police and the hospital, I almost lost everything, Jimmy. I have to find a way to get better. This is no kind of life for me, for anyone. I need to be useful again.
I am so proud of you.
It'll be a long process, but one to which I'm very much committed. Business is that good?
It's booming. Streets of gold. Yeah, I'll get these out of here as quick as I can. I just need to file the 413s on some of these wills, and I'll be out of your hair.
413.
Personal property statements.
You mean 513s?
Yeah, sorry. I'm just working with these seniors. Maybe the dementia's contagious, huh?
He's trying to get him to, get back into it.
I've been meaning to expand, It's time to invest in myself. Figure this may be just the place.
It's big, a lot of offices.
Yeah, I like the openness. Room to grow. Dream big, I say.
Could be cozier, though. Maybe you could embroider some little cushions. Crochet a runner for the table.
Rocking chairs all around?
Yes. Make it look like the front of a Cracker Barrel, huh? Get you a big fancy desk in here?
Cocobolo desk.
A what?
I don't know what it means, but I just like saying the word. Cocobolo.
Okay, well, whatever it is, you deserve it.
It is real nice.
It's a corner office. You gotta go with the corner office.
I was saving it for someone.
Who?
Oh, my partner.
Your partner? Who's... Who would that be? Thank you. Really. But, I've got a lot invested at HHM.
It's just a thought.
Plus, they put me through law school. I feel like I owe them.
Just, playing with ideas. So I had the extra office and everything.
Yeah, no, I get it. I want to see the kitchen.
Awkward.
I think your chances of getting a favorable ruling from a jury are very slim.
Guess what you need to do.
But we came to you people because we were told you win cases.
Frankly, we've worked very hard to stave off an arrest after the misunderstanding about your camping trip.
I hate that terminology. A deal is what they got OJ.
Well, Betsy, maybe we should,
It's terrible
hear it.
term. What kind of deal?
A deal is what they got OJ.
Craig, you're looking at 30 years in prison. We have arrived at an arrangement, which would include 16 months in a county facility.
16 months.
Making the county whole again?
It includes the stipulation that you return $1.6 million in misappropriated funds.
Give back the money.
But there is no money. There are drug dealers and murderers walking the streets. But instead of going after them, they want to put an innocent man in jail.
There's no other way?
This is your best option.
Murderers and rapists. And this is how they...
If you go to trial, you'll most likely lose. And Craig goes to prison for decades. Why don't I give you a few moments to discuss this? I know it's a big decision.
We don't need to discuss it.
Because there ain't no money. Watch her.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Congratulations, miss. You've won a, what do we have for the lovely lady?
Notebook?
Yeah, it's an adorable notebook.
Thanks.
Do you like cats, miss?
Irene, I love
said
kitties.
you love
I have
cats?
2 Siamese cats.
The man even got the old ass game show host mic.
We want no jail time. 0. Craig is innocent, and we expect you to prove that. We won't see his name smeared like this any longer.
So your previous objections to my representing you are now?
Oh, I'm sorry about my bluntness at our last encounter.
Unfortunate.
Well, as flattered as I am by this, since we last spoke, I've changed my area of specialization.
But we've already paid you a retainer.
Hey.
Hey there. Funny story. I found something that belongs to you. Again. Picture the 25th hour starring Ned and Maud Flanders.
Christ, the Kettlemans?
That was a good way of putting it.
I know this is a lot to ask, but you have to convince them to come back to HHM.
I do, huh?
Yes. Please, it's important.
I highly encourage you to go back to HHM. I'm certain they would welcome you with open arms.
No, we're not going back there. Okay, we don't want a deal. We want you, our lawyer, to exonerate Craig.
Exonerate?
Yeah, what?
That is a big word, particularly in your case.
There is no money with which to make a deal.
Can we all three just parachute down from cloud cuckoo land? Because we know, without question, there is money.
If there were any money.
Lady, enough.
If there were any money, there would have to be a full accounting of it. Every penny would have to be present. Every single penny. You understand?
That includes the 30,000.
Craig, yes, he gets it. We're in this together, Mr. McGill. Come what may.
I want to talk bad about her, but she seems so goofy and simple, but conniving.
There you go. Kettleman. That's all of it.
Oh,
Where's Kim?
We moved over to the East Wing.
Why are you sending her to the cornfield, Howard? You gonna punish her just because you lost those 2 batshit Kettlemans? You notice I'm not exactly crowing over how I snaked them away from you.
Jimmy, here are your files. I'm not going to discuss my employee policies with you.
I'm gonna need some help here.
Yeah, you sure are.
I can't even believe he said that. I'm gonna need some help. Shit, you thought he was gonna help you? Shit. Oh, I was about to ask, is she gonna be standing there?
Best case scenario is my 2-year plan just became a 10-year plan. Hope you didn't promise them too much. I doubt you'd be able to do more for them than we were offering. After I worked my ass off finagling with the DA, and it's just like, I know we're never supposed to say our clients are guilty, but hey, not my client anymore. He's guilty as sin.
There has to be a way.
Not without the money. It's the only chip those Kettlemans have, and they refuse to play it.
What's he gonna do here, man? What's happening here? Like, did y'all go into our money? No. Yo, you can see everything they moved out of the way.
Jesus. Gets bigger every time I look at it. Thanks for not heading to the Bahamas with this. What are you doing? The right thing.
Am I correct in assuming we're now square?
Square.
That's what I was thinking as he was doing that shit in the house. I was like, I guess they square now.
But before we get to the nitty gritty, I think we should chat about your deal.
We told you there will be no deal.
You did, didn't you? However, circumstances have changed. Might I suggest that you go check on that money you insist you didn't take?
Wait, how could you?
No.
It's okay. It's gotta be there somewhere.
Let me see. That's on its way to the DA's desk right about now.
What?
A good magician never reveals his secrets. Now, here's what we're gonna do.
Oh, you don't tell us what to do. You stole from us. We will have you arrested. Oh, you're fired.
Oh, I quit already. No, I'm talking about Kim Wexler. Now, you're gonna go back to her, you're gonna apologize for your hasty decision to terminate her services, and you're gonna fall on her mercy and take that deal.
We'll tell about the bribe you took.
You could do that. You absolutely could, and I'd be in a mess of trouble, a real pickle. But so would you, Mrs. Kettleman. Because right now, only Mr. Kettleman is on the hook for the whole embezzlement kerfluffle. But the bribe, we're back to calling it a bribe? Yeah, that implicates you as well.
It does not.
Dummy.
Maybe it won't be all bad. You'll probably wind up running your own gang. Think you folks need to know about me? I got nothing to lose.
I will not be treated this way.
Betsy. The kids.
The kids, Betsy.
We have to do this.
Yeah, finally.
For the kids.
You say something to her.
No.
No, we have to.
No.
Ugh.
Okay.
I don't like her. I don't like her one bit. She said, shut up, woman. Kim, you better come help him or something. Throw him some clients or something. Yeah.
Law offices of James M. McGill, how may I direct your call?
First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And I have a Patreon with full-length early reactions to things like this. If you'd like to, check it out. Way the show goes so far is interesting, and I'm speaking specifically about Jimmy right now, James McGill. Why? Because everything he's doing, he does for others, really. And when he finally got to that point where finally, okay, about me, we see him helping someone else, and it's not the client. I take that back. He ends up helping the client. But in the end, he also helped his friend, Kim, and that was dope in that not only is he helping her get her moved from the cornfield, I guess they call it, and then he's helping them because they're clearly guilty and there was no way out of it, right? He realized that studying it, and then she had given him particulars about the case. He had all the files. So to see him end up having to it's one thing I gotta help them, and I'm losing a case that I really wanted early on. It's another thing where also the money that I had that was helping me along, I'm giving it up. And with that, also, it's setting me back in a way where I was going forward. And to see that, I like the way it's done because you can see what we see in Breaking Bad in him right now when it comes to this sort of, it's outside the law, right? He works outside of the law to make sure things go right within the law between the client of the law or his people of the law. But he does what he does outside of it. And I wonder when he's going to come to that realization. Some of his best work is done when it's spilling some coffee, helping up my guy get the notebook, or it's using that same guy to go inside a house and steal some money and give it back to the DA, right? Like you know what I mean? We see that early on because by the time we see him, he's an expert at outside the law. Like that's his thing. If he wrote a book, it'd be called Outside the Law. Just his face, you know what I mean? As written by Saul Goodman, you know. And so I find it dope that everything is slow paced in this. So for instance, what made me really think about that and like enjoy it was, so remember, by the time I get to that last episode, and I had said this prior, but by the time I had gotten to the last episode of Breaking Bad, what did I say? I'm like, I can't remember no wasted scenes. And that's why I feel like a lot of people had an issue with The Fly, because for them, they think those were wasted scenes. For me, it wasn't. I could, yeah, let's not get into that. But in this, it's not that they're wasting scenes or anything like that, but they're allowing us to see the people and personalities, and it's not all about the story. Because anything we saw of people within Breaking Bad, it's to serve the purpose of telling the story. In this, it's mostly in the purpose of showing us the character. So for instance, when they're what made me think of this was when they're sitting there, the couple, they're sitting at the table and they're like, what is elder laws? And then he ends it right when James is coming back. He's like, maybe you should be older. Like maybe he'd work with right, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, I can't recall whether they would have like little lines like that in Breaking Bad. Usually if it was a line like that, it was going to serve a bigger purpose later on, which is dope, right? But in here, it served as, for one, it's funny. That, as I said, this plays as like a dark comedy in some episodes. In like the last episode, it was like a noir film to me. It just seems that they're doing whatever they want with this, and because of that, that's why I like this one. Like I actually look forward to watching this. And early on, the stakes are just, he has to move up as a lawyer, and that's so general and vague, and right. So the stakes aren't these high stakes so far, but it allows for me to see what the characters are made of. So his friend, she's really very much concerned about her career, right? And so when he offers her the job for the to be a part of his elder law firm, it's one of those things where I almost immediately expected him to do that, but then when he did it, I was like, oh, okay. And I know that's going to play a part down the line, but with this show, the way it goes so far, I don't know how far down the line, and it may have been he just offered it, and then we'll see no more of that. The interplay between the characters, the fact that the other partner at HHM, the fact he has so much disdain for James is funny, because the stuff that James did, it was petty but hilarious, and is not. He's doing petty things, but his reasons aren't petty. It's just like he really believes, hey, Chuck he needs to cash out, get that money, but Chuck doesn't want that, and then that other dude doesn't want that. But so when they get to that point with the boxes, and he's telling him about his own lawyer, he's like, yo, don't tell me about the people that work for me. I know what I don't gotta explain nothing to you. We just go down here. And then James like, hey, I need some help. He's like, yeah. He just walks off. That's funny to me, you know what I mean? Or when he's on the phone and a guy is like pissing there, he's like, hey, you, or something like that. and then the guy bumps into him. It's just these little things that are happening in this where you notice it, and I don't know, it's a different rhythm that I fuck with. Now, let's get to the thing with Mike. Mike is nice at what he does, and we know that. To see Mike on a mission like this, we already knew, it was gonna go smooth. That's something little to him, right? That's baby work for him. And I like the way it played out, but there was a point where I was still like, well, what are they gonna do with the money? And then once we see it sitting on the table, it hits me like, oh, he's giving it to the DA. Like he's gonna make them do it. Now, the last part was, okay, the bribe thing, when she said that. And he's like, oh yeah, but you going to jail. And here's something. I didn't even consider. This chick kept talking about her husband, and she never brought up the fact that she was part of this. Like, she never did. She acted, there is no money in it. And then she even brought up James, and she goes, yeah, you know, the all money has to be accounted for. And it's like, yo, he's not, he don't deserve that, right? But anyway, yeah, I felt bad for him when he was kicking that door. That was one of those things. It was a callback to when he was like kicking that trash can. But you're like, damn, he was almost there to the point where he wouldn't have to be nickel and diamond no more, right? If he just gets a building and a secretary. And what's so funny about that is, by the time we get to him in Breaking Bad, a building, a secretary, and Huel. I don't see him with nothing else, really. It's him, a building, and a secretary. And that's all he requires at this point. And I think it's dope that we're seeing his pain and anguish of he was almost there with that. And then he talked about the, he didn't call it a secretary. He called it a, I can't remember, but y'all know what I mean? Up at the front desk. And I was like, yeah, that's interesting that he says that, because that's all he requires. Even in that one, it was a bunch of offices. But yeah, I like how we know where it's going to end up. I want to see when he figures out, oh, this outside the law shit, that's me. Oh, I don't need no help from nobody else. This is all on me. And then we see him really get down into the scumbaggery of it all. But yeah, I like this one because I didn't know how he was going to work this. And I wasn't expecting the way it ended up playing out to play out, right? But it made sense, and it showed, like I said, how his aptitude at working outside the law. Hey, man, next episode.